Let's talk about the 2/3 rule. And when I say 2/3, what I'm referring to is a lot of body language experts and nonverbal communication experts will tell you that 93% of communication is nonverbal. And this goes back to the tone of our voice, the volume, what our eyebrows are doing as we're talking, and how we interact with other people nonverbally with our gestures, our body, and everything else that's not just the words. A lot of people like to cite this study, but I don't think it's accurate. I could not show you a movie in a language that you don't understand and say, hey, what are they saying? Tell me what they're saying here, since it's 93% of communication. But I think they were onto something. I would conservatively estimate that nonverbal communication accounts for about 2/3 of what's going on and the meaning of an interaction. Nonverbal communication is programmed into our brain from birth. We can respond to facial expressions, variable changes in someone's voice or tone or pitch affect us. Even the way someone's standing or someone moves their hands in a conversation has a really profound effect. And the problem that most people have is that traditional persuasion and influence training teaches you how to be successful most of the time on accident. How to be successful most of the time on accident. What I would like to do is to teach you how to do it on purpose. Let's bring all of these things into light. I want to show you exactly what you need to do to leverage nonverbal communication, persuasion, and influence, and how all of that stuff works inside the brain. But first, I need to give you some tools in order to see people differently. Because learning body language is just one tiny, tiny piece of everything. And I'm going to give you the essentials for that as well. But you need to start seeing people a little bit differently than you normally would. So the first is to understand there's 4 laws of behavior just when it comes to persuasion and influence that you need to know and see through this lens. You need to understand these 4 laws in the middle of a conversation, not just write them down in a notebook. I want you to bring these into your daily life. I would rather your training here reside in your head than in a notebook somewhere. I want you to have these skills because I've seen them change the lives of many, many people. So let's talk about the 4 laws of behavior. Law number 1, everybody is suffering and insecure. Every person you meet is going through something in their life, and everybody feels insecure at times. A lot of people feel insecure all of the time. The better you get at reading people, the more you'll understand this to be a universal truth for human beings. Law number 2, everybody you will ever meet is wearing a mask. Everybody has some kind of persona or some kind of projection that we give out to the world, a way that we would like to be seen. It doesn't mean anything negative about you. It's just our way of getting along. If we think back to Amy, this is how Amy got along with her tribe. This is how Amy survived. That is okay. And it's okay for us to wear masks. It's not a negative thing. It may sound negative, but it means that we're trying to get along with other people. We're treating people with respect when we normally wouldn't. So those things, even just manners, is somewhat of a persona or something that we're doing. Law number 3, every human being pretends not to wear a mask. It's not so much a matter of pretending not to, in that we are less likely to discuss it. It's not something we talk about in normal conversation. And law number 4, every human being is a product of childhood suffering and reward. And we're going to get into this a little bit more later. But if you think back, all of our childhood is spent learning things. This gave me a lot of pleasure. This helped me connect with people. I'm going to do that more often. This hurt a lot. I got bullied, or I got punched, or I got hurt because I touched a stove. A lot of what we're doing as we're growing up is memorizing these patterns of behavior to help us succeed in our life and to help us be happier in the future. That brought me joy. I'm going to remember that so I can do it again. That brought me pain. I'm going to remember that so I don't do that again. So now that we understand the 4 laws of behavior, and obviously there's a whole lot more to human psychology, I want you to really understand the 4 ways that you can see people. And if you can get yourself to number 4, I guarantee you that alone will change your life forever. So lens number 1 is seeing other people as broken. So let's take an incident that pisses a lot of people off. Let's say you're driving on the highway. somebody in a giant truck cuts you off, reaches out the window, and then flips you off. That would piss a lot of people off. So the stage one people, the filter number one, see people as broken. They get angry at the other person. They want the other person to understand that their status is just as high. They want the other person to realize they made a mistake. They have a desire to fix the situation, to re-level the playing field, so to speak. So they see the other person as being broken. The next level of people is different. We see other people as different. This is the step two. This is a little bit better. And we all know some of these people. We see other people as different. That means, let's take the same situation on the freeway again. We see the other person as being different from ourselves. We still have an emotional reaction, but the desire to level the playing field is significantly reduced. So level three is facts. F-A-C-T-S, facts. I see other people as unchangeable facts. So on that freeway, I have way less desire to level the playing field. And if you think about the last time there was a storm or something like that, we don't get mad at things that we know are unchangeable, because anger carries a secret desire to change something, or a secret desire that something was different. So if we're seeing other people as unchangeable facts, that gives us the ability to remove our emotional involvement and remove especially our judgment of other people. I've said this in every interrogation training that I give to intelligence agencies, that judgment is the number one thing that will ruin an interrogation or a recruiting operation or a whole lot of other human intelligence operations. But it's the same in sales. It's the same in any other persuasion endeavor that you might encounter. So let's talk about the fourth lens. The fourth way, and the highest way that I would recommend that you see other people, is reasons. So we have broken, different, facts, and reasons. When we see other people as a reason, let's go back to that highway situation. The giant truck cuts you off, somebody flips you off. We don't see that person. So let's say it's a man in the truck. We're not seeing the man. We're seeing the reason for that behavior. Even if it's imaginary, or even if we make something up in our head, we are seeing the reason for that behavior. What I mean by this is, if I see this truck cut me off and I'm a level 4 person, I see the reason. I see an 8-year-old who might have been bullied. I see a person who grew up and had really bad parenting, or they got beat up in front of their friends, or something happened in that person's childhood to make them feel so insignificant that they would push other people down for the rest of their lives to make sure no one would hurt them. The stronger I look, the less likely I am to be hurt by other people. My mentor said it best, the man who mentored me. He said, the smallest dogs always bark the most.